Hello, hello. Welcome to my first run at Monday Motivation. As I've said before and I've said on these lives, I really have no agenda what I'm going to talk about. There's always a lot on my mind, and I always feel like I leave something that I wish I would have said, that I wish I would have talked about, and it'll probably happen again this time. And for those of you watching, this doesn't get any easier. This doesn't get, I'm not any less nervous than I was the time before. I don't know what's going to happen on these lives. I'm getting a lot of messages about these lives, and those are fantastic. And while I appreciate getting all the messages that I love most are the ones that I've impacted somehow in their behaviors. So I wanted to spend some time today in just talking about the things that are on my heart, the things that are on my mind. My intention today is to bring you some motivation that moves you forward in your life. I don't know what success means to you. Success, the best definition that I have found for success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. What does that even mean? You see, as we're starting to be successful in life, I start to look at other people. Then we start to compare. We start to wonder, am I being successful? And inside of that context of the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, I look at it and say, what does that even mean to me? You see, the best example that I have of success is my mother. That lady is my absolute hero. I know for a fact that when I was born, the lady's life changed forever. When I was born, my mother's life became about her children. That lady gave up her life for her children. She sacrificed everything she could. And now, looking back on her life, she can absolutely claim herself as a success because my mother has raised 3 children. And I'm one of the fortunate children because my mother always instilled in me the number one belief. She said to me, George, the absolute wish that I have for you is for you to be happy. And I can sit here today and I can say, Mom, I'm absolutely happy. You have fulfilled on your mission. You are my hero. But I'm standing in front of this camera today because I have a very, very big goal for myself. I want to be able to look in the mirror and say to the gentleman in the mirror, you, sir, are my hero. And when I look at that, there's certain things that I have to do and certain things that I want to accomplish in my life. So I want to start talking about success. One of the main reasons that I'm doing these videos is I don't want to get to the place where I'm quote-unquote successful by world standards and then everybody's looking at it like, well, how did he get there? So a couple of things are going to happen. One of 2 things is going to happen along this journey that you guys take with me. Probably a little bit of the 2. I'm either going to crash and burn, I'm going to fail a lot, or I'm going to be ultimately successful. I already know which one of those is. I already know what's going to happen. And the reason I know what's going to happen is because of principle number 1 of my personal success philosophy. Begin with the end in mind. CCMP. Clear, concise, mental picture. Know exactly where you are going in your life. If you don't know where you are going, any single road will get you there. And in starting to be able to look at where you're going, the most important step of going where you're going is knowing exactly where you're starting from. What does that even mean? It means becoming self-aware. How do you become self-aware? I don't know the answer to that. How do you become knowing what's really going on the inside? I don't know that either. Perhaps it's meditation for some of you. Perhaps it's prayer for some of you. Perhaps it's quiet time. Perhaps it's hitting a golf ball or walking your dog. But there has to be a moment in time where you're able to be quiet and listen to the one on the inside that knows exactly how to get you where you say you want to go. You see, the idea of talking big and acting small is the same as thinking small. We can say what we want to say to the people around us, and all we're doing when we're not acting in that regard is losing credibility with the people around us. If you want to get to where you want to go, start taking action in regard to the plan that you said. The secret is wonderful, and it gets us in a great feeling place. And the law of attraction is another great thing too. And how do I feel? I feel fantastic because of those. But without a plan to get me to where I want to go, ultimately, I don't think it's going to be successful. So if we start to map our plan, it's very, very simple. Start to notice where we are right now. And I want to give you an analogy. We're holding on to things in life that are holding us back. You know, there's a little trap that catches monkeys. And they take a box, and inside of this box is a very tiny slit. And in the slit for the hand, the only way that the monkey's hand can fit into that box is to put it in like this. And then the monkey grabs the fruit. And now the monkey has the fruit. And now here come the people to grab the monkey. And all the monkey has to do to get out of the trap is to let go of the fruit and take its hand back out. But you know what it can't do? It cannot let go of the fruit. It ultimately leads to its demise. So I ask you today, look within. What is that piece of fruit that you're holding on to? What is it, that one little thing that's keeping you from going and acting in the way that you say you want to go? It's very, very simple. It's not that easy. The first thing that's notice is being aware. What happens when we want to become aware? The ego is a very, very slick trickster. The ego has no intention of allowing you to get to where you say you want to go. The ego is interested only in the status quo. It is interested only in keeping you exactly where you are today. One of the biggest tools and the tricks of the ego is distraction. You say you want to do this and you say you want to do that. And then people tell me all the time, George, I want it so bad, but I just don't have time. That's a distraction. And it's very, very slick in the way that it does it. We can thank the ego for protecting us, because that's what it does. But at the same time, the ego is not interested in watching you fly. I am. I am interested in showing you a roadmap that's going to get you where you want to go. And what does success mean? Is it being a better father? Is it being a better mother? Is it being a better school teacher or police officer? Is it honoring the intentions that you said that you had? For myself, I have discovered in my own self-awareness, I am most happy when my thoughts, my words, and my deeds are actually in alignment. I've spent a lot of time talking a big game. I've spent a lot of time talking and thinking about a big game. And I've spent very, very little time acting in that regard. And what it left me feeling was like a hypocrite, which is one of the biggest things that I can't understand, that I don't like about people. And I know when I don't like something about someone else, that I'm triggered by something that someone else is doing, I immediately go and I look in the mirror. And I know that I've been a hypocrite most of my adult life. So the main reason that I'm doing these videos is to show you step by step. Every single Monday, we're going to come to you with Motivation Monday. I don't know what comes out of my mouth on these things. My intention is to move forward just a little bit more each week. But it's going to give us a roadmap. Hey, here's what's working and here's what's not working. Every day I learn two things: what to do and what not to do. My life is either going to be about one of those two, mixed in with a little bit of both. I've gotten some tremendous messages. Yes, I've gotten some messages that I sound too robotic. I've gotten some messages that I sound great. I've gotten some messages going, why are you doing this? I'm doing this for a reason. I'm doing this because I don't understand what the ripple effect I could possibly have in the world is. But something is causing me on the inside to live by inspired action. I have a way of talking that hopefully moves you, whoever this is that hears this, in just one little step. Take the step. Eat better. Go to the gym. Pray more. You know exactly on your heart what there is to do to move forward in your life. And my simple request today is that you start honoring that internal dialogue, the one that knows exactly what you want out of life. Let's join together. Let's lock arms. Let's figure out how to get better as people. Let's make this ripple effect heard throughout the world. If a butterfly flaps its wings in San Francisco, there's a tsunami in Shanghai. We have no idea the impact that we can have on another human being. I hope that my energy this morning is infectious. I hope it gets you out of your way in just a little bit more. And if you want to make that phone call today, make those phone calls and make them but just a little bit more. Go to the gym and just a little bit more. Donate to your church and just a little bit more. Take some time for yourself and just a little bit more. Go inside. Look for yourself. Become self-aware and just a little bit more. That's all there is to do. Step by step, we can get there. One of my favorite analogies is, how do you eat an elephant? Inch by inch, it's a cinch. If you look at eating an elephant today, we'll never get started. Little by little, start the process. 2 years ago, I could never imagine sitting in front of a live because I am so very concerned about what other people think of me. But over the last 2 years, people say to me, George, I'll join Lavelle when I see it work for you. I've got a news flash for those of you. It has worked. I'm sitting in front of you. I am a completely different human being. I'm using my gifts to possibly move the world forward in just a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. I hope you'll join me. I hope you'll start doing just a little bit more. When your words and your thoughts and your deeds start to align with themselves, you'll feel in a way that you've never felt before. I hope this has helped. I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to all the great messages that I get telling me how I've impacted your life, because I know one thing is very, very certain. It isn't me. It isn't about me. One of the 4 agreements that I live by, the Don Miguel Ruiz 4 agreements, maybe I'll do a series about that one day, is not to take anything personally. So when I get the negative messages about my Facebook Lives, guess what I do? I don't take them personally. And then when someone else tells me how great I sounded, guess what I do there? I don't take it personally. What I will take is this. If my infectious energy has helped you today, if it's raised your vibration just a little bit more today, I thank you. I honor you. I cherish you. Let's get out there. Let's do a little bit more today. I will see you at the top.